I started being a retail consultant in 1985, but I've been around retail my entire professional career, which started in 1977. At One Step, we're basically retailers who know the ins and outs of a retail business. This allows us to know exactly what a retailer needs in order to select the correct system. Some of the things that I look for when selecting a system are, is the system easy to use? The reason for that is retailers inherently have high turnover and they hire seasonal help. Another thing I look for is flexibility or moldability. The system needs to have many on and off features because in 20 years, I haven't found one retailer that does business identically to another. Finally, I look at scalability. As retailers tend to grow, their needs tend to change. A recent example of this is a retailer we took from 1 to 150 stores in under 2 years, all on the same system. That's because we were able to select the correct system from the start, and our technology experts were able to help them throughout the entire process. Well, a retailer that has a good point-of-sale system and isn't utilizing and running their reports on a regular basis is missing valuable insight into their business. It's really the key to success with having a system. I can't emphasize enough for retailers who have a system to actually learn how to use reporting in order to make them more profitable. Certain reports are designed to help with inventory control, but not just which items are selling the best. More importantly, what items are making the retailer the most money. Other reports are designed to help a retailer with employee scheduling. It can do that by identifying what day of the week, what hour of the day is the most busiest. I have seen retailers live and die based on how well they use their reporting. You can gain many competitive advantages having a retail system. For example, better buying decisions. By learning your customers' buying behavior, what colors and what sizes they buy, you can buy much more intelligently. Another way is improved inventory turn. For example, at the beginning of a season, if you can identify merchandise that is not moving well and take a small reduction in price and get that inventory to turn early in the season, that will free up cash flow for you to reinvest into high margin inventory. Finally, for those retailers that have more than one location, having a system will help you identify what merchandise you have at each location, so you can have the right inventory at the right time at the right location. A survey my company recently commissioned showed up that mid-sized retailers were finding it difficult to keep up with retail technology. At first I thought the information was inaccurate, so I looked it over again closely to find out it's true. I was astonished because at One Step, that is what we've always taken to heart. I've always felt it was my responsibility to identify technology that was viable for retailers. I always wanted my clients to focus on their business and be retailers. Technology is constantly changing, and you either change with it or you get left behind. Bill Gates once said, "You either evolve or perish." So I encourage retailers to find technology partners that will provide this valuable service. Although at a glance, retailers look systems over and they feel they all have similar features. But what they don't understand is they don't all function the same. With our unique perspective of having many years of retail and many years of technology experience, we can identify whether a feature is going to function the way a retailer needs it. I've always felt that technology needs to mold around the retailer's needs and not vice versa. At One Step, from our salespeople to our technicians to our senior executives, we have a deep retail experience. We have over 20-year veterans on staff. In fact, we have over 300 combined years of retail experience in-house. We can do the walk and we can also talk the talk. This experience is what allows us to be true retail technology consultants for our clients. At One Step, over the years, we've developed a very successful model at implementing systems. It's a highly structured, proven system that allows a retailer to get their system up and running as fast as possible while minimizing the amount of business disruption. One thing I'd like to make sure that retailers understand is that the initial implementation is the most critical over the entire life of the system. The reason for that is that the system must be configured properly in order to capture the correct data so that you can analyze your business at a later date. Also, I invite retailers to take the viewpoint that the implementation phase never ends. These systems today are so powerful, most retailers only use 10 to 30%. So, my recommendation is constantly be learning about how your system can improve your business. The key word is partner. At One Step, we've built a foundation of retailers helping retailers. Over the years, I've created an analogy that might make this a little clearer. Let's take a racing team, for example. There are three major components. You have a car, and when you get a car, you'd like the most technologically advanced, fastest, most reliable car you can get your hands on. Then there's the driver, and you'd like a very knowledgeable driver that can negotiate that car to a first place finish. But there's also a third component, and that component is the racing team. The racing team is there to preempt any problems, as well as if a problem occurs, to get that car fixed and back on the road as fast as we can. So how does that work in real life? Well, the product would be the car, the client would be the driver, and we would be your racing team. And I've seen all too often where a retailer goes out and buys a system, installs it themselves, and ultimately doesn't give them the return they'd like. Remember, the racing team is 50% of the equation. The acquisition of a system should not be approached the same way a retailer purchases inventory. Cost and return on investment are two totally different things. A retailer negotiates hard when they buy merchandise to increase their margin. However, when they purchase a system, it should not be only about cost. A system will not return anything unless they learn how to use it and become expert at it. So, they should purchase a good system, align themselves with an excellent service provider, one that knows how to implement systems, one that knows how to provide good training, and excellent support. Basically, that's what One Step is all about. At One Step, we can do the walk and we can also talk the talk. This experience is what allows us to be true retail technology consultants for our clients.